happened, so let's talk about it. First order of business, we have got to stop serving eggs on planes. Like, for real. I don't know what technological advancements have occurred for us to serve eggs on planes. But enough of the egg sandwiches and the egg wraps. This is the second long haul flight that I've been on where they serve eggs. It's never good. They're rubbery. They're vaguely egg-like. And, like, I am still traumatized from my first long haul flight where they served egg sandwiches and everyone on the flight got food poisoning. And also, like, who's asking for eggs? Let's do something else. Pancakes? That's pretty hard to mess up. Let's do something normal. Also, adults who act like kids on planes should seriously be put on a no-fly list. I had this woman sat behind me who, like, was trying to, like, curl up in her seat and, like, pretzel herself in there. And then she would put her feet up on my chair. Hey, enough of that. Get out of here. Pillows on long haul flights. What's going on there? I understand that I'm not in first class, alright? I'm in the back with the peasants and the commoners. Because that's what I am, okay? I understand that. But why am I being given a pillow literally this big and it's paper thin? What am I going to do with that? I'm shoving it under the seat and, no pillow is better than the pillow they give you. And also refuse to touch that blanket because what is it going to do, really? And also, they're just like, I wrote here, it's a pillow for a mouse, which is true. I still stand by that statement. And then, like, when you're sleeping, they just, like, end up on the floor. And I don't want to talk about how gross planes are. We all know. It's always a little unsettling to sleep on planes. Because, like, it's like the second you let your guard down, you're being shaken awake by a flight attendant being like, do you want tea or coffee? You're like, 3? I don't know. And it's just, like, maybe I have too much anxiety to fully sleep on a plane. Maybe that's just me. I'd love to know your thoughts. Next up, I went to Scotland, right? Edinburgh. Now, don't go in the month of August, because that's when the Fringe Festival is going on. And it is wall-to-wall people. Just wherever you go, it's packed. There's comedians in the bathroom. There's musicians in every bar. It's just like everyone's trying to get noticed. And truly, I'm just here for a good time. Although there was one point where we enter the largest, like, tourist shop of Scotland, and it is like a nuclear bunker of stores where it's just like you keep going down these levels and you're like, how far underground are we? And you don't want to know the answer. And there's just scars as far as the eye can see of just like Scottish wool scarves, enough to keep the whole country of Scotland warm. So they're going to survive the winter. I also got this sweater. It's got sheep on it. It's perfect. Anyway. For how problematic its creator is, Harry Potter does crazy numbers still. And, like, there's, like, like the whole Disney adults thing. What's going on with Harry Potter adults? And why are they still around? Like, nothing's going on. Like, Disney adults, there's new material being cranked out every year. They gotta get their Emmys and their Oscars. Harry Potter's over. There's no more. And the creator's a freak. So, like, what's going on there? And then I said, we talk a lot about fast fashion, but let's talk about Harry Potter fashion. Alright? Let's grab the tackiest hoodie you've ever seen and market it to the masses. And, like, if Harry Potter ever goes on a decline, I really think we should just go back to our roots and start to appreciate other movies, like Divergent, The Hunger Games, or Percy Jackson. I've never watched Percy Jackson or read the books, but people who like Percy Jackson are normal. At one point, I order an English breakfast. Look at me. I understand what I look like. Okay, I'm not the kind of person that looks like they would order a full English breakfast. Now, if you don't know what a full English breakfast is, I'm not going to explain it to you. You can look it up for yourself. But when it comes out, they put it in front of my dad, and they're like, "I assume this is for you." I had to be like, "No, it's for me. I'm just a girl." Before going to London, I've been told that the London Underground, the subway system, is like the pits of hell. After descending into it, carrying 2 suitcases and a backpack, I can safely say, yeah, it is. It's hot. It's muggy. There's layers to it. And it's just, no one wants to be there. We went to the palace. I don't remember what it's called. The Windsor Palace? Whatever. The palace where the royals live in currently. To watch the changing of the guards. And my only takeaway from that is that it happens three times a week. Forever. And so the police are always there to like wrangle tourists, and they're truly the most patient people on earth. Like whatever. Also the guards wear ridiculous hats. It's the 21st century. Like I know, like I understand tradition. I get it, but like we can't wrap it up. Whatever. Oh, toilet gate. Here's my favorite story of the trip. Strap in. Okay, so we go to a restaurant on the last day in London, and there's just like a lack of toilets generally, and I'm the kind of person that needs to go every hour. Sorry, I'm hydrated. Okay, I'm being vulnerable to you in this moment. I have to pee a lot, and so as soon as like we eat our table and stuff, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go for the bathroom, and it's like downstairs, like down a level, and so I walk across like downstairs level, and the women's bathroom is like a step up and then a doorway. And then you go through that doorway and there's nothing in between, but there's a second doorway. And you open that up and there's like over 10 stalls, a couple of sinks, like a full bathroom, okay? And the reason why I'm telling you this in detail is because I'm not crazy, okay? So the first time I go to the bathroom, normal, right? I go back to my table, I enjoy my meal. Have a lovely meal of cod and a refreshing beverage of cucumber mint lemonade. I go to the bathroom again after my meal. Again, sorry, I'm hydrated. Drink a lot of lemonade. And the woman is standing in front of the door. And as I'm walking up, she smiles at me. And I'm like confused as to why she's not moving out of the way. And she must see like the confusion on my face because she says, "Oh, there's only one stall." No, there's not. I know for a fact there's more than one. And she goes, no, like, there's only one. Like, just trust me. I go, no, I've been in there before. Like, there's more than one stall. And she refuses to move from the door. So I'm like, okay, I have to take matters in my own hands. Literally. I put my hands on her shoulders and I gently move her to the side so I can get through the door. And because she, like, wouldn't move. And then as soon as I get through, like, the second door, she's like, I can hear her behind me, like, I'm so sorry, and it's just like, why are you trying to get eaten in the bathroom? And gaslight my own experience. Like, it's such a crazy hill to die on that, like, I truly have not stopped thinking about it. I went to a churro stand in a castle. There's no punchline here. There's nothing funny about this. It was just truly the highest point of my life. Like the best thing I've ever eaten. I would do anything for another churro. We went to the Poison Gardens, which is like it's a garden within a garden in a castle, and they have like the most like toxic, poisonous plants in the world. And so we're like doing a tour of it, and like the tour guide is like, is anyone here like thinking about attempting murder? And like you guys know the kind of roommates I've had. But like, my dad leans over to, like, make a joke about it, and, anyway, we might be on a watch this summer. For the first part of our stay, we were in, like, northern England, like, in the countryside, kind of, and, when we first got there, it was, like, pretty chilly. I would say about, like, 50, 60 degrees, and windy, which is fine. Like, I love cold weather, so, like, I'm not complaining. And our cab driver is, like, driving us from the train station to the place we were staying. And my mom's like, oh, I've been hearing you guys have, like, a heat wave recently. But it's, like, pretty chilly here. Like, is this normal? Or, like, what's going on? And she's like, this is warm for us. Okay. Oh, and then a different cab driver on a different day, he's like, oh, like, what are you guys gonna, like, do for dinner tonight, whatever. And we're like, oh, we might order from Domino's. Saw that there was a Domino's nearby. And he goes, no, there's not. The nearest one is, like, 50 miles away. So, I don't know how that happened. Oh, and then that same day, we went to the seaside to go on a boat tour to see puffins. Okay? Here's the thing about puffins. They're cool. They spend most of their life at sea. And they only come back to breed, which is what they're on that, like, in that area to do. And then at a certain point, they go back to the Arctic Circle and then come back in the spring. Okay? So we booked a tour called the Puffin Viewing Tour with the assumption that we were going to see puffins. So we get there, and there's, like, a chalkboard full of all of, like, these, like, what they've seen on the cruise that week. So there's, like, all these different seabirds, seals, dolphins, like, just really a complete list. And after going through it, we're like, I don't see puffins down here. And the guy from, like, the National Trust, which is, like, I guess the MPS for England, he, like, comes marching out, and he's like, oh, like, you guys got any questions? And my mom goes, oh, yeah, there's no puffins on this list. And he goes, oh, yeah, they all migrated 3 weeks ago. Sorry? Hey, why would you advertise puffin viewing if the puffins are gone? We went on the tour. It was fine. There's a point of the trip where we go to Peterborough, where a lot of, like, our family live. And it was truly, like, lunch, club, you know, whatever. We're just eating in a bunch of meals. And I don't keep track of my calories because I'm not about that. But I decided to do it this week for funsies, and I was averaging 4,000 calories a day. The average healthy American adult needs 2,000 calories a day. So, yeah, stomach issues. And there was one point where we had, like, this huge roast. It was over 1,200 calories, to give you perspective. That's mostly, like, yeah, the daily consumption, just in this roast. And then afterwards, they gifted us a cheesecake. Guys, a cheesecake. I lean over to my dad and I whisper to him, I hate it when people are nice to us. Because we were so stuffed after, like, 3 days of just constant meals. So that's the quote of the trip. I hate it when people are nice. Let's see. What else? I don't know if any of you have ever seen Frasier, the TV show. It's like a sitcom, I guess, where I think the main character works on the radio, but he's also, like, a therapist. I truly never have understood it, but it was, like, popular in, like, the 90s, early 2000s. And, like, growing up, it just what was always on the TV was Frasier. My mom used it to go to sleep, like, as white noise. She played Frasier, which really gives you insight to what the show is like. But I just really feel like Frasier has followed me throughout my entire life. And on our flight home, I look over at my dad and, like, what he's watching on his screen, and it's fucking Frasier. How are you finding Frasier? And also, every TV And every place we stayed at was always playing Frasier. Like, there's like some TV station out there that only broadcasts Frasier. And my parents find out. And I just, like, it's too much. It's too much. Let's see. What else do I got? Oh, my dad and I were kind of like in like an upscale part of London, kind of like the Upper West Side of London. We were in Chelsea, and so my dad and I go and sit in Starbucks while we're waiting for my mom and my sister, and we order and we go to sit down, and this guy leans over and he goes, "Hey, you guys Americans?" And we go, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, sick. You guys have these over in America?" And he's like he's referring to the Starbucks, and we're like, we thought he was being sincere, okay? Sorry, we're nice, but he was making a joke, okay? But we started responding like, "Oh yeah, we have these on every corner," and he's like, "I'm joking, obviously." It still keeps me up at night. Oh, okay. One of my biggest pet peeves ever is when you go to the bathroom after a man and they like let the toilet seat up. You moved it up, so move it back down. Okay, I don't want to be touching that. Okay, but what's crazy is I was on a flight home and I go up to get to the bathroom and it's like locked, so I just sit there and wait for a second. And this guy comes out and I go in and the toilet seat's up. So it's like, first of all, you stood up to pee on a plane. You're really that confident in your abilities? Turned out he wasn't good because he had peed all over the seat, all over the floors, and all over the walls. Come on, turbulence is a thing, alright? You think you're better than a toilet? Sit down. Like, honestly, it pisses me off so much. Like, it's so easy to not get your piss everywhere. It's like we have a container designed exactly for it, and it's called a toilet. Sit down. Oh, we went to a street market, and I got robbed of all my cash. I went up to this booth with this little sweet old lady, and she was oh my god, do I have it out? Where is it? She was like making like these little hats and these little berets, okay? And I was like, how much? Or I was just looking at them. I didn't ask anything, but she's like, "Oh, they're only £5." I said, £5? What a steal! Let me go get my cash out." And then when I get my wallet out, she's like, "Oh, it's actually £35." And I was too polite to say no. And so I gave her all the cash that I had, which was £35. And guys, I'm not a beret person. I'm not a beret person. I spent all my cash on this hat. And I don't know how to wear it. It's like so stupid.